welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and today we will get an update from the Quincy Animal Shelter and the new Quincy Animal Care Center, both under the same roof. First, though, as always, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, we have a brilliant sunshine. It's 56 degrees right now. Really nice day today. Lots of sunshine, light winds, pleasant conditions in the lower 60s this afternoon. Not nearly as cold tonight as it was last night. Temperatures tonight in the upper 40s. Tomorrow looks very nice. It'll definitely be the pick of the long holiday weekend. Mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. Rather mild with highs into the upper 60s. Then things start to turn on Sunday with clouds in the morning. The rain arrives probably mid-late afternoon. The wind will start to pick up as well with a high around 60 degrees. The rain and wind continues Sunday night and all day on Columbus Day. Monday looks rather stormy with a coastal nor'easter moving up and hitting us with some wind and rain. It'll be rather raw too on Monday with highs only in the upper 50s. Right now, Tuesday looks rather wet and kind of unsettled for most of next week, actually. So enjoy the next couple of days. Sunny, 56 in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today. Ballots for the November 4th Quincy City election are now being sent out to people who requested mail-in ballots. And they're going without that ballot question dealing with the mayor's annual salary. The ballots were completed after the Quincy Citizens for Fair Raises failed to gather enough signatures to force the question on this year's ballot. Now, the group has raised over $21,000 to hire an attorney to challenge the rejection of 1,851 signatures by the city clerk's office. But City Clerk Nicole Crispo says the election department followed proper city and state procedures in certifying those signatures.
I read something yesterday that I consented to the petition itself that went out, and in fact, that's false. I did not. The petition was out well in advance of the meeting that I had with a few of the petitioners that brought this to our attention while they were already collecting signatures. And there are, some things that I did add that I thought that are important that they do. And I did tell them that we go by signature and address. So, I think that sometimes some information gets misconstrued out there, and I just want people to know that, my office did it, certified those signatures by the law, by the letter of the law. And I understand people's frustration, but they fell a little short, and this doesn't take effect until 2028. So there will be another election in 2027 if, we do go to court, if the judge decides that, we should put this on. I'm happy to do so. And we can, if the judge says, to have a special election, I will do that. If the judge says to put it on the 27 ballot, I will. But we feel confident that we did a good job.
Now, the citizens group contends that officials should use the printed names to verify the signatures, not just the signed name. They say their review so far has verified almost 700 signatures that were rejected by the city. The city says the group fell 828 signatures short of the required number to approve the ballot question. And City Attorney Jim Timmons contends the ballot question would not be allowed under state law. Now, plans to create a new municipally owned broadband internet service in Quincy are moving forward. This week, the City Council took a vote to correct a technical error in the approval process that will now allow a test of the program to take place next year in Marymount and Quincy Point. Outgoing City Council President, Ward 3 Councilor Ian Kane proposed this new service 7 years ago. He says that although he won't be in office when it begins, the stage is set to make the service a success.
I mean, that makes me feel fine. I mean, we still accomplished all the infrastructure for the infrastructure, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like we set the stage. We've done all the hard work. The rest is bidding and then having someone, else put the thing together. But all the approvals we've put forward. I think the next approval that would be needed, would be the financing again, which is backed on the subscription. So I might miss that, but otherwise, and that's not a direct, that's not a bonding effort that would be borne by taxpayers as a whole. That the revenue bond is to ensure that it's paid by the subscriber base.
McCain says if enough people subscribe to the new service during the pilot program, then a full build-out of a system across the city will take 5 years to complete. He says when fully implemented, subscribers will likely pay about $80 per month for the new 1 gig service. Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch is being invited to speak about the city's debt at the next City Council meeting. Ward 1 Councilor Dave McCarthy, the chairman of the Finance Committee, extended that invitation to Koch, to Municipal Finance Director Paul Delabarba, and Strategic Asset Manager Rick Kosha during this week's council meeting.
A couple of weeks ago, he did a great podcast with Mark Carey talking about the debt service in the city. And sometimes it gets misconstrued out there on how things operate. And it was very clear. And I'd love to have him, if we could, on the next meeting in front of us also, possibly Paul Delabarba, Rick Kosher and company as support, so we can ask some questions on some of the items that are floating around out there.
McCarthy said the mayor did recently produce a video explaining how the city manages debt after questions were raised about the $1.6 billion in debt and the recent lowering of the city's bond rating by S&P from AA to AA negative. The mayor was invited to appear at the October 20th council meeting. A Boston man will serve 7 to 10 years in prison after pleading guilty to committing an armed home invasion in Quincy over 2 years ago. 32-year-old Michael Campbell was sentenced this week after admitting that he broke into a Granite Street home in April of 2023, zip-tied 4 residents, and forced one to walk through the house at gunpoint, firing the gun twice. 2 of the victims managed to get loose and disarm Campbell, who then fled. He was arrested later that night in a car outside Boston Medical Center. Officials say Campbell was searching for somebody who didn't live in that house and did not know the victims. He was treated for a hand injury. 3 victims also suffered minor injuries. Campbell will serve 3 years probation after his prison sentence, must stay away from the victims. Well, the Quincy Youth Football and Cheerleading program is marking a historic milestone. The group was honored by the Quincy City Council this week on their 75th anniversary. President Nathan Knowles believes that makes it a unique program in the country.
We believe that Quincy Youth Football and Cheer is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, continuously run youth football and cheer town program of its kind in the entire nation. It's a testament to the people like Chubba Myers, Joe Desmond, and many of the other great men and women who first laid the foundation for this program. They understood that when you invest in the potential of a child, you invest in and strengthen our community. They are true strength and legacy of Quincy Youth Football and Cheer. It's not in the X's and O's, the wins and losses. The strength of the program lies with the men and women who answer the call to service. To every coach, every staff member, every volunteer, past and present, who have devoted countless hours, you are the foundation of this program. You don't just teach blocking and tackling, you teach discipline. You don't just teach cheer routines, you teach teamwork. You teach our children that when you fall down, you get back up. You show them that success is not just about a final score, but about the character you build on that journey. You're doing the essential, critical work of building our next great generation.
A celebration was held for the program recently at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Quincy Youth Football and Cheer is a tackle and flag football and cheerleading program for kindergartners through 8th graders. It is a nonprofit, 100% volunteer organization. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, an update from the Quincy Animal Shelter at the new Quincy Animal Care Center. That is next. Welcome back. It is a very, very busy time at the Quincy Animal Care Center and the Quincy Animal Shelter, the new headquarters off of Quarry Street. So the directors of both have stopped by here to bring us up to date. Please welcome Sandra and Brett Hale. Ladies, thanks for coming over. Great to see you both.
Great to see you.
Thank you for having us.
You are very welcome. Happy fall.
Yes.
And Sandra, unbelievable. It's been, what, several months now since you've been in the new shelter, right? How's it been going?
It's been going great. It's been a very busy time. We moved in May, and we're finally getting settled. As you know, it's a much bigger space than we're used to, so it's taken us a while to, get settled in and put everything in its place. But we're happy, and the animals love it, and great time to adopt a pet.
Right, and I mean, one of the biggest bonuses is you have a lot more time to do that, right? You've expanded your hours.
Right, exactly. Yep, Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 4.
Yes, although not tomorrow, right?
Not tomorrow,
Yes.
That's correct. That's correct.
For
We are
folks watching
closed.
right now,
Yep.
closed tomorrow. And Brett, it's just one part of the whole animal care center, right, is the shelter?
Yes,
there's a lot
we
going on
have 3 entities in the building, so
Yeah.
it's obviously the Quincy Animal Shelter, Animal Control, and then the Police K-9 unit all reside here, which is awesome to be together and work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you're particularly proud of a program that you started soon after the center opened, right? A pet food bank.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So we have a pet food bank, as you said, for dogs and cat food. It's currently open to Quincy residents, but I am going to expand that so you can, for people watching, pay attention to Quincy Animal Shelter Facebook, and then the Animal Care Center webpage will have the updates of which towns are going to be included.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be hopefully serving more people, and it's just there to help people when they're experiencing maybe a little bit of a hard time and need some dog or cat food for a few weeks. They can reach out to me and get some food.
Okay, so folks do still have to kind of arrange a time to come and pick
Yeah,
up the
yeah.
donation?
I ask that people reach out beforehand just so I can make sure I have what they are looking for in stock. And then it's typically Monday through Friday when I'm there that we do the pickups.
Okay, either call or email you.
Yep.
To set that up, okay.
Yeah.
And can folks also make donations?
Yes, it is donation run, so I'm very grateful. The shelter is supportive of it. Interfaith here based in Quincy is helpful.
Oh, really?
They give me some food as well. We work together through their food pantry.
Yes.
But if anyone is looking to make donations, they can always reach out to me or bring it to the Animal Care Center.
Okay, all right. I'm assuming you're looking for non-opened
Yes,
packages?
non-opened
Yeah.
and not expired.
And not expired,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Those
yeah. Pet food is just as, if not more expensive than people food these days. So it can be a factor for sure.
Yeah,
People's finances.
so
Okay.
hoping to help people take that burden off.
Yeah. Have you found it to be popular so far?
Yeah, we've had a good amount of people reaching out. So yeah, happy to help everyone and looking forward to expanding the population we serve.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good. Now, Sandra,
Yes.
there is so much going on at the shelter. 3 different events, and I'm sure there's more than that to
Yes.
talk about. But we'll start with tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is the cornhole tournament?
Yes.
Yeah. What's
That's
going
our 3rd annual Braintree Beer Garden Takeover
Okay.
and Cornhole Tournament.
Okay.
And it's an amazing fall event. It's in Braintree.
Yep.
Big open field. If you like beer, it's fun. If you like dogs, it's great. People are invited to bring their well-behaved, leashed dogs to the event.
I like that. Very good.
And if you like cornhole, you can sign up. There's still a few slots available. It's $100 a team.
Okay.
And you can play cornhole for the afternoon.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a try. I don't know if I'll make it past round one, but we're going to give it a whirl.
Well, that's the fun thing about cornhole is anybody can try it.
Yeah,
You know,
and all of the profits of the event go directly to the animal shelter and the care of the animals. There's raffle prizes, baskets, QAS wear. We just got our fall collection in.
Like the sweatshirt
this
you're
is
wearing?
No, this is old,
Oh,
but
that's old,
we
okay.
just got some great fall colors, all new merchandise. So you'll be able to purchase that, but it's just a great event.
Yeah.
It's casual, it's fun, perfect for the whole family, and it's a great day.
Yep, some live music I know will be
Yep,
there
live music
as
too.
well. And of course, as you said, dogs.
Yep.
Noon to 4.
Yes.
At the Braintree Beer Garden on Washington Street. It's way up on the Highlands, I think, is where that's located. And no admission charge, right? Just,
Right. Just to play cornhole.
Just to play cornhole, which is hugely popular.
Yes.
And highly competitive
Yep.
these days. Okay, so and the weather looks great.
Yep.
For that tomorrow.
Looks like it's going to be a great day.
Let's hope it's just as nice on Monday, October 20th.
Yes.
For your second annual charity golf tournament.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Yeah, last year it was an amazing success. We raised about $34,000, and we hope to be able to repeat that. We have an amazing bunch of sponsors who are helping us with the event. This year we've added breakfast to the day, breakfast and dinner. We have a nice evening celebration with raffle prizes, silent auction, and again, hopefully the weather. Last year the weather was perfect. We're asking for a second, second favor here. But the golf field is just about filled. So if anyone's still interested, I think there's some slots available.
Okay.
But it was a really good event, and of course, Granite Links, great place to play a round of golf. So. We're hoping it's going to be great. But we have really good raffle prizes and silent auction items.
Oh, can you give us a sample?
Lots of gift cards, and baskets. I know there's a trip to Ireland. I think there's a trip to Panama. There's some really cool dog and cat sculptures. But there's a lot of golf items.
Obviously,
We have some items for pet enthusiasts, but there are a lot of golf items available. So.
Okay. All right. Again, that's Monday, October 20th.
Yep.
Tee off at 11 o'clock in the morning at Granite Links.
Yep.
And it sounds like it's an all-day affair.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, all day.
All right. So block your calendar off now.
Yep.
And if that weren't enough, your volunteer appreciation dinner is coming up as well. Yeah.
So this is one of my personal favorite
Is it?
events.
Yeah.
We started doing this about 15 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We are nothing without our volunteers.
true,
And it sounds cliche, but it's really, really
There's over
the
100
truth.
of them, right?
135 roughly. We're actively adding to the volunteer ranks because of the space and the number of animals we're caring for. But the volunteers show up 365 days a year, and they care for the animals. And it's not a job to them. I mean, they love coming. The volunteers form friendships, relationships. I, through the shelter, have met some amazing people that I never would have met if it wasn't for Quincy Animal Shelter. So it's a night that is all about them.
Sure.
We give out awards, the Rookie of the Year Award, Shelter Directors Award, President's Award. Last year we started our own version of the Oscars called the Fluffies, which is really fun. And the reason we love it so much is because the volunteers vote for each other.
Okay.
So, we have the best pet rescue story, cat, dog, just all kinds of ways to celebrate the volunteers.
Yeah.
They usually get a nice gift for their work and their appreciation. So it's, it's fun.
Special night.
It's important. Yeah.
It's so important to say thank you to folks
Yeah.
who give their time and effort.
Yeah.
This is November 2nd. That's a Sunday evening up at the
Yep.
Terrell Room at 5:30.
Yes.
And again, I'm sure proceeds go right back to the shelter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
it's cool.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got through all that. Now we have
Right.
to talk about Winky.
Yes. Very.
There is a surgical suite at the new Animal Care Center,
Yes.
right? Yeah. What is
Yes.
that for?
So the surgical suite is for our veterinarians. So first of all, we don't have any veterinarians on staff. Our veterinarians volunteer their time, and the surgical suite, one of the dreams that we had, including Kit Burke, who was the director at the time, when we were talking about building the new shelter was the ability to perform surgeries, primarily spay and neuters, anything simple, maybe a dental, growth removals, things like that.
Before you found a forever home for the pets, right?
So any animal that is in our care can, we can perform, the vets can perform surgeries on them at the shelter. And what this does is, right now, all of our surgeries are done off-site. So we have to utilize and pay for services that we use 4 or 5 different vet hospitals in the area. And we have to find transport for the animals to go to all of the vets. And that takes long. We have to wait for appointments. So this means, and Winky was the first recipient of this, he went from, his cage at the shelter into the surgical suite, had his surgery performed. He was already spoken for adoption-wise. So that day, after a couple of hours in recovery, he was able to go right into his adoptive home. So he didn't have the stress of transport. He didn't have to wait in the shelter for extra weeks to get that appointment at a vet.
We have some photos we want to show folks. So this is the first time that the surgical suite has been used at the new shelter. And they will see the procedure being performed right there. And this is a vet that comes to the shelter?
She is, she's a veterinary ophthalmologist, and we came to know her because her husband is a volunteer at the shelter.
Oh, okay.
He just happens to be a registered vet tech.
Okay.
So they are a fabulous pair, a great resource for us, and they've helped us out with a lot of our animals.
And who are the folks here that we're seeing, Sandra? Who are these folks?
That is Brad Britton, who is the registered vet tech, and his wife, Dr. Ashley Zabora.
Okay.
And she's like I said, a veterinary ophthalmologist, so she's a specialist.
Very specialized,
very specialized.
And we see it was successful, a happy outcome for Winky.
Yes.
And has he now gone to his forever home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the person waiting, didn't have to wait either.
Right.
Because it was all done in-house.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. How will this suite be used in the future?
Well, next week we're going to start doing spays and neuters.
Yes.
And the animals that will be spayed and neutered next week, they are animals that belong to the shelter that, eventually will be adopted.
Okay.
So the surgical suite has the potential, like depending on the veterinarian that's working there, we could do 30 spay neuters in a day.
Amazing.
So it's cost us a lot of money to get it up and running. I know we've just on supplies alone, we've spent about $28,000 getting what we need to get it up and running. But the savings, that's what we're hoping for, is that we're not going to have to have animals at the shelter for as long, which allows us to save money, but we also don't have to pay full retail on the vet services. I mean, we do get discounts from some of our vets, which we're very grateful for, but this is going to be a much bigger savings.
Sure.
That surgery alone, retail would have cost $4,000.
Oh, yeah.
And Brad and Dr. Zambora donated 100% of their time.
That's amazing, And Brad, I know that there'll be an option soon for some Quincy residents to have free spay and neutering, right?
Yes, So we have started working with the Spay Wagon of Boston, or Animal Rescue League of Boston, and so they've been coming to the Quincy Animal Care Center once a month for dog spay and neuter days, and then this month, October, we had our first cat day. So we're looking to do hopefully one cat day and one dog day each month, and the Quincy Animal Shelter has the McDuff Fund that they would like to use to pay for Quincy residents spay neuters for their dogs that are in need, potentially cats. So they're coming next month in November for both dog and cat days. You can find the dates on the Quincy Animal Shelter Facebook. It's November 3rd is going to be our cat day, and November 24th, I believe, is our dog day.
Okay.
So people can email or call me to get, I can see if we can fit them on the van through the McDuff Fund. I don't know if you have more you want to say.
I just want to say thank you to John McDuff.
Yes.
For anyone who may recall, he ran an organization called the Quincy Animal League, and when he passed away, he left a sizable amount of money to the shelter, but it is restricted. It has to be used for spay and neuter for Quincy residents. So, we've definitely helped out some people in the past, but now having the spay wagon come to the shelter is going to make it a lot easier for us to do that, because we can't do owned pets in the surgical suite.
Right.
That unfortunately is something that we don't
Yeah, you're not
see.
a private.
Yeah, we're not
veterinary clinic.
private,
Yeah.
and we can't do that, but having the spay wagon right at our premises is going to make it a whole lot easier to provide
Right.
those services for people.
It's great. And I know there'll be a rabies vaccination clinic coming up
Yep.
soon as well,
Yep.
so folks should keep an eye out for that, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that will be sometime in November,
Okay.
working with Banfield Pet Hospital, the shelter in the city.
Great. So much going on, ladies.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
been great to catch up with you. We invite folks to check out the websites or phone numbers, or just stop by and visit. It's a great
Yeah.
location. Yeah. Good to talk to you both.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you
You're
for having
welcome.
us.
Check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. It's gorgeous. It's sunny. It's pleasant. Seasonal. Low 60s this afternoon. Light winds. Not too cold tonight. Upper 40s. Tomorrow is really nice. A lot of sunshine, a few clouds, and mild, near 70 in some locations. Then Sunday and Monday, we've got our nor'easter moving in for some wind and some rain and cooler temperatures as well. Probably last into Tuesday too, unfortunately. So enjoy the next couple of days. Thanks again to Sandra Sines and Brett Hale for joining us from the Quincy Animal Shelter and Quincy Animal Care Center. Thanks to our crew, and thank you for watching. We're off on Monday for the holiday, so join us next Friday. Quincy College stopping by for a fall update. Meantime, check our websites, qatv.org. All of our latest programs are there with news and information, video on demand, live streaming, and more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.